Do you like lemonade? I love lemonade. If we go to a restaurant, that's usually the drink that I'm getting because I love the sweetness, but I love the tartness to it. That's probably my favorite beverage. And because I love lemonade, I used to make lemonade a lot, homemade lemonade. There's nothing like it on a hot summer day, some ice cold lemonade. Am I right? Am I right? So my name is Megan. I am a dietitian and trainer here at Fitness Lying Down. And today's Nourish to Flourish topic, although I could talk about lemonade all day long, I'm going to ask you, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because if any of you have made homemade lemonade, you know that it can actually be kind of a tedious process to cut up the lemons, to get the seeds out, to squeeze everything out of it, whether you use an automatic juicer or a hand juicer, and then the different ratios with water, or if you add any sugar or any kind of sweetener, mixing that all together. And like I said, it can be kind of a step-by-step process. So I'll tell you, I haven't made lemonade in a long time because I would feel really defeated sometimes spending the amount of time that it takes to make lemonade, only for Craig to drink 2 big glasses and then half of the pitcher is gone in 2 days because he also enjoys it. So to me, making homemade lemonade was not worth the squeeze. The juice was not worth the squeeze anymore because it wasn't lasting for the amount of work that I was putting into it. It just wasn't paying off. As we're entering into a new year, everybody's setting up new goals. Everybody's trying to orient for a new year. And I think that is fantastic. I think that's really great if that helps you center yourself and give you a path forward and gives you a purpose for this year, because that has value to your health in it. But the tricky thing is sometimes we can get a little ahead of ourselves. We can put the cart before the horse, or we can bite off a little more than we can chew. And I always have this conversation with clients is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the outcome that you want worth the steps that you have to put in? Now again, in theory, of course, we would all love to eat more whole foods, maybe switch gears to a more plant-based diet. Whatever the goal is going to be, if it doesn't make sense for your lifestyle and if it doesn't make sense for you to implement it, if you cannot be consistent at doing it, then we need to find a different workaround. Of course, everybody's coming up with their quick fixes and everybody should do this, everybody should do that. What worked for me, so it should work for you. But again, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is that outcome worth the effort and the intention that it takes to go into it? Now, of course, there is always some value in that, but you have to be the decider of that. I can value different things than you can value, but you have to evaluate, again, the juice and the squeeze. Another analogy that I like to tell clients is if you envision a target, like an archery target or a shooting kind of target, the bullseye in the center is very small. You have a very limited window of error if you want to hit it perfectly. And the same thing comes into play when it comes to our health goals, our nutrition goals, our fitness goals, whatever you want to call it. The more honed in you want to be, the less wiggle room you have, the less freedom you have, the more discipline you have to have. Now that's not a bad thing, but I don't think people always understand what it is exactly that they're signing up for, where if you're going to hone in and be so meticulous about something, if you want a very specific detail, if you want a very specific body fat percentage, if you want to follow a very specific diet and lifestyle, that's fine. But again, know that now your target is this teeny tiny dot. And if you are not, as consistent as maybe you would like, you're not going to hit your target. You're going to hit, you probably might hit the target, but you're not going to hit the bullseye. So going forward in this new year, I want you to think about the juice that you're looking for. What are the steps that it's going to take? What's the squeeze look like? And make sure that you are prepared and you are ready to consistently squeeze for your juice. So go out and enjoy some lemonade. And when you do it, think of me. Now that you know better, let's go out and do better so we can all be better.